Hello children, how are you all doing? I'm sure you are doing well and engrossed in your studies, doing all your work after getting the books, isn't it? And you all have seen the first part of waste management, and now again I'm back with the second part and we will end the lesson here. So welcome to lesson 6, waste management part 2. So in this main points you see of part 2, we will see in part 1 we had seen biodegradable waste, and now we are going to see B, non-biodegradable waste, then recycling and disposing waste materials. So now you see on the screen children, you can see all these are non-biodegradable wastes. You can see nails, screws, nuts and all these, then polythene bags, then aluminium foil, and this is rubber, made of rubber. Followed? Then glass, pins, can you see? Chemical, all this is chemical waste, paint, Fevicol, then you must be using so many other cleaners in your house like phenyl and Domex and many more to clean your house, to keep it clean. All that comes under chemical. So when something chemical is remaining, we throw off the chemicals in the open or in the garbage it goes. So all these are different wastes. Then plastic, can you all see? Plastic. Then you will see different types of construction material. Can you see? Construction material, all the buildings and all, roads, bridges, whichever is being constructed, being made. So all the waste is lying there. That's also a very big problem. How to dump the waste, what to do with the waste. So all these are non-biodegradable waste, and you will see that how we are going to dispose of this waste. Non-biodegradable waste cannot be converted into harmless substances, but most of it is recyclable. Now, you have seen biodegradable waste. We make it into compost, all the dry leaves, vegetable peels, eggshells and all, no? And we dump them in a pit and then make it into compost and use that as manure. But non-biodegradable waste, we cannot do that. It cannot be dumped into a pit to make into compost. Understood? Welcome to the home of the recycle guys. We want you to help keep India beautiful through recycling and waste reduction. Recycling and waste reduction means to reduce the waste. Recycle, it begins with you and me. You can do it, I can do it, everyone can do this. Recycle, so that the waste becomes less outside in the open where we dump them. Recycling means separating usable materials from the waste and converting them into new products. From the waste what we throw, all these recyclable items are collected. All these are recyclable items. They are collected and then they are made into some new products. Paper can be recycled to make newsprint, toilet paper, etc. Glass too can be recycled and made into useful items. See, from paper, whatever we throw outside, so many bits of paper, cardboards, all these things we throw, no? All those are collected and again recycled in the factories and then made into this newspaper. Can you see? And then toilet papers, which we use in the toilets and hotels and rest houses and all. Then you see glass also is recycled and made into a new product. Iron, copper, aluminium and plastic too can be recycled. You see, all this is mixed metal waste. All the metals which are there, whether it is iron, copper, aluminium, all this is in this garbage. Then this is copper, again here copper and iron and all mixed. You see, many of the vehicles which meet with accidents and all, sometimes they are fully broken down and it's of no use. So all these are dumped and then we can recycle and make it into something new, like iron bars and all, everything we can do with all these metals. And then this is plastic. Plastic also can be made into new product. Plastic bottles and all, plastic glasses and any other thing which we are using, plastic polythene bags, all these things can be made again out of this. Recycle protects the environment in the following ways. It reduces the amount of waste. When we recycle, then the waste outside which we have dumped, it gets reduced. It conserves our natural resources like timber, water, iron, etc. Conserves means it saves. Now we are cutting down the trees and all always. Alright. For what purpose? Mainly you see for building houses and all, we cut down the trees. And do you know, for making paper also we cut down some bamboo trees and all. So if we use the paper which is thrown out, we recycle it and make it into newsprint and all, then what happens? We save many trees. Followed? And then you see the water also which we are using in the factories and industries and plants everywhere, that is also saved, conserved. And then all the metals that we use, the iron, the copper, the aluminium and all, we make different types of metals for with all those things. We get it from the iron ore, copper ore from the ground. We keep digging and get the ores and then make the iron. So many things we have to do, so much of labor we need. Then we need water for the industries. So that's why whatever metals are thrown out, we can recycle and make it into new thing. Followed? Next, it reduces what? Pollution. Followed? Outside, so much of pollution is there. When we take all the items and whatever waste items are there which can be recycled to the factories, when we take, then what happens? Outside, whatever pollution is caused because of the waste, that reduces. It saves energy. Saves energy. You see, we get electricity from so many sources, and then that energy we use in the factories and all the electricity and all we use. So it saves it, because now we, for new products, instead of new products, we are using the what? Recycle items. Again, we are not getting new things to for the making of iron bars and pillars and all such things we make, no, for making construction and all. So we need more and more energy if we use the new ones. So because so much of process is there, if we want to make an iron bar, we get the iron ore, we take it to the factory, then it gets crushed, then the iron ore is extracted, then melted. So many processes there, steps are there. So all the steps we don't do when we do the recycled ones. Recycled ones, we don't have to crush it and make it into iron ore or iron or something. That iron ore is not there now. So to make that iron from the iron ore itself, it has lots of process steps. So that step gets reduced when we use the metals which are outside in the open, thrown around. When we use those to make it into new things, then that so many steps we are not now again repeating. So it saves the energy. Litter makes the world bitter. Let's make it better. So litter means all the garbage which we throw around here and there, litter it here and there. That's making the world so ugly, and we are so sad because of the pollution that is right around us. So we want to smile, we want a good life, happy life. So that's why let's make it better by recycling. You see, different bins are there to throw paper, to throw glass, to throw cans. All such type of things we can do in order to not waste time and collecting all this garbage. Followed? Very important this is, you see, recycle, refuse, reduce, reuse, repair, regift, recover. Rethink. Be mindful of your consumption, what you are using. Be very careful about it. Your relationship with things and your relationship with the earth. Do you have lots of relationship, very close relationship with all your things and all your belongings, or you have with this earth? Remember, this earth is only going to give you better life. Followed? So all these things we have to think about, that how we are using it, whether we need it or no, whether we can make it into new substance, new things, whether whatever things we have or we want, we can get rid of it, refuse it, don't take it. Then reduce consumption of energy and materials. Whatever energy and materials that we are having, we can reduce. Instead of buying more and more things, don't buy if it is not necessary. Reuse all the things which you feel now you have thrown it. Don't throw it, make it into something new at home only. Use it like the jars and bottles and all, which you can use in the kitchen and all other things. You can make some beautiful show pieces and all and use it. Big boxes and all these things also you can use it to dump all your things which you are not using. Keep it in that. So repair. If something gets spoiled or it is not working, not functioning, then try to repair it instead of going for a new one. First try to repair it instead of throwing them away. Regift. Whatever things you are having, you can gift it to someone, and instead of supposing you have two things same and you don't want to get rid of both, then that's wrong. The other thing, you can gift it to someone. Recover. So whatever energy, materials we have, we can get it back also by doing the recycling. Followed? The 6 R's. Now you see this 6 R's. Refuse, reuse, repair, reduce, rethink, recycle. Alright? So we can go like this also: reuse, refuse, recycle, rethink, reduce, repair. Reuse can you think about it. Can the product be reused, perhaps in a new way, to extend its life? Can parts be reused? Is it easy to dismantle for reuse? Means you can, if it is possible, try to reuse the things instead of throwing the things. Refuse. Can you refuse to design something that isn't really needed? Can you reuse to use materials that aren't recyclable? If your design isn't sustainable, will people refuse to buy it? Now, you must refuse those things which you feel if you throw it out, it's going to be a great problem in the environment. Try to again use it. So, those materials which are not recyclable, try not to buy. So, refuse to buy it. Follow? Recycle. Again and again I am telling you what is recycled. You can make new things out of the waste material which are recyclable. Rethink. Is this product really needed? Whenever you are buying something, first think many times whether it is really needed in your house or you really need it, then only buy. Follow? Reduce. Can you reduce the amount of materials used? Can you reduce the energy needed for manufacturing? Can you reduce the waste and packaging? So reduce everything, all the things which you are using, try to reduce it instead of getting more and more things with you. So don't dump things unnecessarily outside. You can reduce the waste out by doing what? By recycling, alright, and by reusing. Then repair. Can the product be repaired easily? Sometimes you see our fridge gets out of order, washing machine gets out of order. Instead of going for a new one, we can go to the market and get the parts of it and get it repaired. Followed? Instead of buying a new one, use it, repair it and use it again if it can be done cheaply. If it is very expensive, then think the inside part. Outside, when you go to sell it, it is not going to give you valuable amount, no, good amount. So try that whatever things you are having in that machine, you can use it for some other purpose or no, you can do that also. Disposing waste materials. In earlier times, the population was limited and therefore the waste was very limited. Population was less. Followed? And then to throw away or dump the waste was not difficult. It was thrown away in vacant spaces away from homes, offices and factories. So all the waste used to be thrown away from far away from our houses. It used to be dumped somewhere. But now there are hardly any vacant places available due to increase in population. because the population has increased now and we need more and more houses, buildings. So we don't have space, vacant space. Hence, the amount of waste is increasing, and day by day the waste outside is increasing and piled up. It is proving to be a threat to the health of human beings, animals, plants, water bodies and air. It is a threat to us, danger to us, to our health. All the living beings are in danger because of this piled up waste outside in the open. There are different ways of disposing of waste. They are: number one, landfill. What is landfill now? You see, sometimes when we are constructing big buildings and all, so there is open space over there, but the land is not leveled. Big holes are there, big pits are there. So all the things which we are not using can be dumped into it to make it a level land. Followed? Number two is burning the trash. All the garbage can be burnt. And this is popular in Japan. This process of getting rid of the waste. Disposing of waste means to get rid of it, to remove the waste from all around us. Number three, recycling. Any type of garbage which can be recycled, please recycle. Then next, making compost. We have seen it in biodegradable waste in that part 1, how we make compost. Throw all the leftover food and vegetable and fruit peels, then eggshells, leaves and all in a pit, and then after a few days it becomes into compost, and then very good plants are grown in that compost soil. Followed? But each method has some disadvantages. Remember, children, certain things which we are doing, we should first see whether it is really going to be of some use, or it is not going to harm anyone or the environment. Then only we should go for it. So you see, what are the disadvantages now of whatever things we are doing according to the 4 things that I showed you just now. What are the disadvantages? How it is not good? The landfills require place. Once filled, new sites are required. Now to fill the land with that garbage, we need place. And if we fill it in one place, the garbage, then we need a new place. That's a big question, from where to get a new place. The waste can be burnt, but it pollutes surroundings. Whatever waste we are throwing out, it can be burnt, like plastic and paper and so many things, we burn it up. So what comes from that fire which we are setting on that waste? Lots of chemicals and all also are thrown. So the whole environment gets polluted, air pollution. And we don't get proper oxygen, it can harm us. All methods of waste disposal are costly, and the governments have to spend huge amounts of money on waste disposal. So lot of money is spent on this disposing of the waste. The government has to spend a lot of money to dispose of the waste, because we can't keep the waste for long in the open. Followed? So we have to dispose it. So some method we have to use. So it's up to us how we can reduce the waste. Understood? Hence, we must reduce waste and recycle items from the waste. Whatever things we are trying to do, maybe it's harmful, but recycling is not at all harmful. So whatever waste we are having outside, we can collect the recyclable items and send them to the recycle factories, and instead of going and throwing the things outside in the dustbins, we can collect it in our house and then send it to the Raddiwala, the person who collects all these recycle items. So you can give it to him and then he will send it to the recycle factories. All biodegradable items must be converted into compost. Don't throw outside, make it into compost and use it for your plants and all. We must remove waste heaps. Each and every person must take care not to litter, not to throw things around. Spit. We are spitting here and there, no, that's very wrong. Or urinate in opens. Anywhere people get some open areas, instead of going to the washrooms, the toilets and all, they urinate near the walls, near the trees and all. That's very bad. People must be encouraged to construct toilets in rural areas. In village areas, the villagers must be told that going out in the open is not good for health, and it is very shameful also. So that's why toilets should be constructed in the village areas and they should be told to use the toilets instead of going in the open field or on the roadside. In urban areas, more toilets must be made everywhere, and after few kilometers we must have some toilets, so that people who are passing by, they can use the toilets instead of going and dirtying the outside walls or trees and all. The government must make strict laws to maintain cleanliness in public places. Government has to take very big step so that people don't make the surroundings dirty. So some sort of punishment should be given to the people who are littering or spitting or urinating here and there. All such strict laws should be made by the government. Now you see, in many countries they have very strict laws, but in your book Singapore laws, in Singapore, what type of punishment is given to people? Littering and spitting in public places is severely punished in Singapore. Severely means very bad, and very strict punishment is given to the people. People who dirty public places are fined. They have to pay big, huge amount, 5,000, 10,000 rupees, like that. They have to pay if they are littering or dirtying the public places. Made to clean public roads. They are forced that now you have dirtied this place, made it dirty, now clean it. So such a big shame for the people. Followed? Or any public places as punishment. So punishment is given by the government that you must clean everything what you have made it dirty. So these are the public places: school, store, cafe, bank, hospital, school, shops, roads, all post office, wherever many people are gathered, that is the public place. Followed? India produces about 0.2 to 0.6 kg of garbage per head per day. Per head means one person. Per day means every day. 0.2, if you calculate, it's around 200 grams. 0.6 means 600 grams. So if we even take 0.2, means 200 gram per person, means if 4 persons are in that house, so multiply with 4. 4 2s are what? Calculate it. 2 4s are 8, or 4 2s are 8. So 800 gram garbage we are producing per day in every house. More than that it can be. Followed? But that's, I'm giving example of 800 gram per house. So if we take the whole country, the whole population, how much it will be if we multiply it with the population? In some areas, a van or a sweeper collects the garbage from homes. You see, disposing of the garbage from homes, offices, etc. Vans come and take away all the garbage. The dustbins at roadsides, we have many dustbins at the roadsides, are also emptied into garbage trucks and taken to landfills to fill the areas. All these dustbins are emptied, put in this trucks, and then they are taken to the places to empty it in the landfill areas where the land is not leveled. To make it into level land, they fill it there. Understood? It is our responsibility to protect our environment. Let us reduce the waste, live in harmony, cooperate with others, and follow our duties to maintain clean and beautiful surroundings. So it is our responsibility, our duty. Each and everyone thinks that this is my country, my area, my surrounding, then there won't be dirty surroundings. Followed? The surrounding will be beautiful. So we must first only think that how to dispose the waste at a home level. So keep the wet waste separate and the dry waste separate. All the bottles, paper and all these things are dry waste, and all the vegetable peels and leftover food and all comes under the wet waste category. Throw in separate bins and hand it over to the person who comes to collect all the garbage from your doorstep. Followed? And you can also keep the recyclable things separately so that it can be recycled. Instead of dumping all the waste together, segregate it, separate it at our home level itself. Make our surroundings beautiful. Followed? Beautiful surroundings you must have. By, you see how the children are cleaning the park area and dumping them into the dustbins. It is our responsibility to protect our environment and keep our surroundings clean. Followed? How we must keep our surroundings nice and clean. It looks so beautiful. Dirty surroundings looks bad also, and it is not good for our health. Understood? Now children, you see, every year I used to give in the class children some assignment to do some work. They used to make certain things out of all the waste materials. So I want you all also at least 2 things you all make with the things which you are not using at home, your mummy is not using. Make anything what you feel, which is in your book also, that kabar se jugaad. Followed? Make it from, kabar means the waste. From that you try to make something new, best out of waste. Followed? So this is your assignment, you will do it, and after few days you will send me the pictures in my WhatsApp. So this is the end of the lesson, and I hope you have understood it very well. You know what to do right around you, how to make your place beautiful, your home beautiful, your surroundings beautiful. If you do this, automatically the country will be beautiful. If each and every country takes this step, then the world will be beautiful and we won't have any pollution, zero waste outside. Followed? So all of y'all are going to be very good, going to be obey your elders, going to go around happily in a smiling face. Be cheerful, be happy always, don't grumble, but do your studies also. Most of you are doing it, but few who are not doing should wake up. This is a wake-up call for you that still God knows when our schools will open, but we have to keep going. We can't stop. Followed? If we stop, then everything will come to a standstill. We won't be able to progress. So in order to progress, you have to keep on moving ahead. Maybe in different circumstances, but you have to work. Without work, your stomach will not be filled. Every person you see is doing some or the other work at home in order to earn money. Same way, to get knowledge, education, you have to study. So please concentrate on your studies and also follow all the norms which is going to keep you safe, going to keep others safe. In order to live, we have to follow these norms, these rules. So stay home, stay safe. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. So bye children for now, till I take up a new lesson after about 15-20 days. So do your work in your textbook, and then in the notebook your question answers. I will send you everything through the WhatsApp. Have a nice day. Bye.